Welcome to Successful Living. I'm your host, Rob Auclair, financial planner at Balance Wealth Management in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. On today's show, we're going to talk about accountability. And when you take a role on, that number one, you are responsible for that role, you are someone who needs to follow through on that role, and ultimately you're responsible for that final result. And we're going to talk about how to, stay on task and also get some help with that. We're then going to be joined by our estate planning expert, Lynn Riley. And Lynn is going to talk about those triggering events that are going to have you update your estate plan. And also, what are the important documents and where to keep them. Then we're going to talk about the market correction. So although the market still seems to be forging forward, there is a lot of nervousness there on the street and with clients, and we're going to talk about maybe some ways in which you can combat that and be prepared. And then finally, we're going to take a viewer question about Social Security and as a spouse, what you're entitled to. So let's get started. Our word of the day today is accountable. And accountable is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. And so when I think of accountability from a personal level, I do a lot of basketball coaching, and I take on that role where I say I am going to be the coach, and my main goal is to get each of my players to the next level by making them learn their fundamentals. But along the way, there's all different glitches that go on, and there's all different distractions. But what I always try to say is that's my main goal, but if I make a bad decision, I then take responsibility for it. If that bad decision leads to something else, what I want to make sure that I do is reach out to other coaches and find out what they might do. So let's look at the benefits of being accountable. Number one, responsibility. So accountability teaches you to assume responsibility for your actions. When you hold yourself accountable for your decisions, you effectively teach yourself the value of hard work. Taking ownership of your actions is the basic building block of a responsible person. So know your role and deliver what's expected. Number two, create clarity and creativity. By being accountable, you have a clear path of each step in order to complete and get to your goal. In my personal day, I try to set my schedule. That's the one thing I have control of is my schedule. And then I can be creative and flexible when I'm, doing a marketing plan or developing a financial plan for clients or whatever else it may be. Number three, improve performance. When a person is accountable, they assume responsibility for their fault. They take criticism positively, accept their mistakes, and deliver excellence in the future. When a person holds themselves accountable and uses criticism positively, their performance increases. And then finally, it builds trust. So accountability builds trust as people and organizations know they can depend on you, individual who are accountable and are more likely to be trusted because others know that you'll keep your word. So I think it's really important, that word accountability, and ultimately it takes place in anything we do. As we're young kids, we're accountable to our parents. As we work for people, we're accountable to other people. When we become parents, our kids are accountable to us. So how can we improve accountability? First thing is, partner with someone that you respect. Perfect example for me was about 10 years ago, I wanted to start running more. I knew a professional coach, and then he was taking on some people who obviously were not professional, but he was able to lay out a plan. But really what it was is I wanted to be accountable to him. I wanted to impress him, and I didn't want to let him down. So he was a great accountability partner that helped me achieve what I needed to. Number two is own your mistakes. You're either a defensive person or a person who wants to make it right. If you say you're sorry and you make a mistake, I think many people will forgive you, but don't just say sorry. Make the situation right and then learn from it. Number three, record, track progress as you get motivated. So I love this. I go back to my basketball analogy. My dad was a statistics teacher at Providence College. He tracked my free throw shooting, and I remember what motivated me to get out there is I actually saw the graph increase kind of as time went along. Number four, ask for feedback. So make sure that when you do something wrong or you think you can be better at it, go to the other coach. Go to your fellow employee. Say, what would you do in this situation? And number five, there's some apps out there that are really great. Some ones that are pretty unique to me. HabitShare was great. You can share that on social media. So you've got friends and family that can support you. Coach.me, you can actually hire a professional coach and they can check in with you online. And then BeMinder, which is another really good one. So know your role, learn from your mistakes, ask for help, and always move forward. Stay tuned. When we return, we'll be joined by Lynn Riley.